top of the parkade on 8th Avenue in Philadelphia, getting ready to go into PAX Unplugged. So we're going to walk over to the convention. This was the cheapest parking nearby. So if you're looking, parkade on 8th, best parking for PAX Unplugged, at least in December 2021. And I don't know, let's go check it out. All right, folks, we're here at PAX Unplugged. That over there is the line to prove that you are fully vaccinated. This over here is registration. So I think most people registered before they got here. That's all right. I did not, so I'm doing a walk-in. And let's show you what the entrance sign looks like. It's pretty sweet. Check that out, very castle-like. So let's go in and see what's going on. The usual swag table and some more impressive lanyards. So let's grab some swag. So I was very happy to see when I got to the convention that the book has a really good convention center map in it. So when you get to this first page of the map, it showed me exactly where free play was going to be, where the expo hall was going to be, where I could get convention-related merchandise if I wanted. And they had a couple of things that I had never seen on a convention center map before, like the tourney area or the queue room. I was especially intrigued by the Cookie Brigade. I also saw that they had a large section for role-play gaming, and this whole area over the Sky Bridge where you could play classic board games or go to the Diversity Lounge. Czech Games had an entire area there. There was a second convention merchandise booth. Always happy to see an info desk in case I got lost. I think I did use their info desk once too. So always when you're new to a convention, always pick up whatever pamphlet they've got and try and figure out the layout of the land. At least that's how I prefer to do it. I seem to recall that they had a schedule that you could download to your phone as well. And I think I made use of that a little bit, but I had better luck just reading the signs when I got to each of the different areas. Their book then blows up each of the expo hall and the free play gaming areas so that you can see which specific vendors are there and what specific areas are set up for what kind of free play. I was super happy to see a couple of names that I recognized, like Pandemonium Books and Games, Games Workshop, AEG, Bezier Games, CoolStuff.com. So several game manufacturers that I recognized, but there were also a lot of game manufacturers listed on the expo hall that we just don't see in the Midwest. They seem to be more of an East Coast kind of group. So if you're used to going to Gen Con or Origins, I do recommend that you get a chance to go to one of the PAX Unplugs, because you are going to find different vendors there that you don't normally see in Indianapolis and in Columbus, Ohio. Now, the free play area was almost entirely free play, but there was a sizable section set aside for Magic the Gathering. They had this whole area called the Q Hall, which I'm not entirely sure how it functions, but it was clearly for lining people up for something. They had this 6-table section of First Look, which are games that had either just debuted at PAX or were still in their Kickstarter phase, but were going to come out soon. Did play a number of games in First Look. That was a lot of fun. The demo tables here didn't feel as functional to me as the ones that were set up in the expo hall, but there were some demo tables here as well. So if you had a game or wanted to demo a game and they were full in the vendor area, you could come over here and vend them. They also had a nice miniatures area where there were miniature games and some paint and take happening. So kind of a standard free play area that you might find at any gaming con. They also had the book tabbed by some nice sections to let you know, here's the show information, here's what's happening with safety. And then I saw Penny Arcade, which I had never seen before, or a Megathon, didn't know anything about that, and Classic Cardboard, happy to see that come up. Also miniatures, tabletop free play, the workshop, and RPGs. So it was nice to have the book broken down into each of those different sections, and you could go and read what each of those things were based on what your personal interests are. But my favorite part of their booklet altogether is the 6 rules of PAX. Rule number 1, drugs are bad, and then it breaks that down for you. Rule number 2, don't steal, and it breaks that down for you. Rule number 3, don't punch or kick people. One would think that goes without saying, but apparently they said it, which suggests that someone did something dumb at a previous point. Rule 4, no cheating. I especially appreciate that a board game convention put a no cheating policy right in the booklet. Don't harass anyone. We like to think that that goes without saying anymore, but clearly it still needs said because it still keeps happening. So it's nice to see don't harass anyone right in their policy. And of course, they break that down and tell you a little bit more about what they mean. Also, don't mess with things that aren't yours. And that way you can have a certain measure of safety that when you set your drink down or you set your games aside, that people aren't messing with them, assuming that they read the rules. But I love that PAX has 6 rules. They're simple, and there they are in black and white, so everybody knows what they're up against from the minute they walk in the door. Behind me is the free play area, and as we rotate this way, that's the first look area, and then over this way is the vendor's hall. So let's go see what there is. Classic cardboard sign up. Star Trek Catan. It's muffin time. One quick note about PAX Unplugged. I did not prepare very well for attending this convention, and that's on me. But just know that if you have any mobility challenges, the distances, much like at Gen Con and Origins, are quite long. There is a storefront where you can rent a mobility scooter. However, the storefront only has the keys to the scooters. They do not actually handle the registration for the scooters. That's handled by the same company that lets you rent scooters at like Disney World. I don't remember the name of the scooter company. I tried to contact them both Friday and Saturday while I was at the convention, and they were completely unresponsive. It wasn't until Monday that they were able to get back to me about renting a scooter while I was on site. So it was super frustrating to be at a convention and not able to access the scooters that were obviously there and available for rent because the rental company didn't feel it was in their best interest to be responsive to customers who might actually need one. I imagine if you contact them in advance, you're probably fine. That shop was manned at reasonable hours, but if you didn't have an advanced registration, then there was really nothing available for you. Shea Walmart. Felt pretty safe. I rolled in about 6 p.m. last night, passed out in the front seat because I was exhausted, and later crawled in the back, actually put the shades up.